Boom shakalaka, what is up everyone? Randall here from Crypto Love, and today we have an episode about Zebi! Zebi's a popular one, we'll be talking about it. Before we do, just want to say thank you to everyone subscribing, thank you to everyone mashing on that like button, and let's get into it! Alright, now let's take a look at things. Let's take a look at Zebi, the Ethereum of India. But it's not really the Ethereum of India, it's more like the icon of India. But I just want to be the first person to say the Ethereum of India, because we have the Ethereum of China, we have the Ethereum of Korea. Maybe Zebi will eventually be the Ethereum of India. But for right now, we'll just call it the icon of India. Crypto Zombie already stole that name. So, you know, I just had to work with what I had to work with. But Zebi, Zebi blockchain solution for big data in India. Now, why India? Well, India is pretty big. So Zebi is looking to secure high-value, sensitive data while making sure it's instantaneously available for legitimate use, potentially revolutionizing the management of big data in India and abroad. And they already have partnerships with the Indian government, and they're already working. This is a 2-year-old project. They're already working with many different industries in India. But you know that saying, "Mo money, mo problems." Well, there's another one, "Mo data, mo problems." India has some big data problems. The population is 1.24 billion. That's like a sixth of the world's population, a seventh of the world's population. Has 500 million internet users. Wow, second only to China. Now we know China's doing great things in technology. What about India? Well, with growing exponentially, because they just keep breeding there, it's like the lovemaker's playground, India's total amount of big data is expected to reach 3 zebibytes, which is about 3 trillion gigabytes by 2021. That's where the name came from. That's what they're doing. And so they're aiming to help deal with that big data issue. Now we'll take a look here in the white paper, which you should definitely read before investing in this or any other cryptocurrency, about what they're doing. So back in the day, there were paper records. Now we use computer records, but they're not completely secure because we have all those breaches like Equifax and all these other breaches of data. But blockchain technology, hopefully, will have less breaches and more security and speed and things like that in the future. Well, here's what Zebi is doing. So they have their Zebi data gateway, which is centralized, not decentralized, but they have their Zebi chain built on the Ethereum blockchain, which is decentralized, where they'll be holding all the health records, education records, property records, utility records, employment records, and transaction records in India. And using this DAA's Data as a Service API, they'll be able to interact all those things with the Zebi gateway, which will be interacting with the government, with the police organizations, with all types of different things to get Zebi kind of the blockchain of India. Specifically the blockchain of India. They are aiming to be the blockchain of India, and they have first mover advantage because I haven't heard of anyone else doing this. So that's basically how Zebi is working. It tells you a little bit more about how they have the existing databases which communicate with Zebi chain, which then can communicate with public blockchains like Ethereum blockchain. Also, other images, just again, showing you how the Zebi data gateway is the center of everything. All the data of India going through the Zebi data gateway. Now, they don't have contracts with all of India right now, but they do have contracts with specific areas of India with the governments there that they're working with to prove that this model works. And then once they see the model works, once it gets adoption, then it'll probably get more adoption on top of that. Now, if we take a look at how the Zebi token is going to be used, well, basically, you can access the Zebi chain as a license and annual maintenance cost. So basically, in order to be able to access all this information, to use all this information, you're going to need to pay the license and subscription revenues, also support network, and also using those APIs which connects the Zebi chain with the Zebi data gateway. All of those you'll be using the Zebi coin to pay for. And additionally, what they're doing is initially they're making it able where all of the transactions still occur with Zebi coin or with Zebi, but you can actually pay with fiat, so it'll help get people into the market that are using fiat, so that way it'll help with adoption. So In terms of roadmap, you can take a look at this. So they've had their ICO already. They just were recently released on the market. So now they're promoting Zebi Chain for land registry and property records, for educational records, for employment records, integration with Ethereum, encryption, all types of different stuff in 2018. If we take a look at the website, so they've launched Zebi AI Chain for hospitality industry, and what they have done, they've partnered with 200 different hotels, which is pretty cool. You can take a look at this Medium article. So they've partnered with 200 different hotels in India, so they've already got this whole thing lined up, which is pretty cool. Large-scale deployment across hotels in India. So basically, it used to be where the police would have to go to the hotels to get more information from the hotels about people staying there, but now with Zebi Chain, they don't need to do that. The information is already available to the police, so they don't have to stop by the hotels. It talks about Zebi Chain, and the interesting thing about Zebi Chain, I think one of the interesting things, is the team that they have going for them. So they have people from Oxford, MIT, Stanford, also people from Google, Uber, Amazon, Microsoft, Oracle. So they have a lot of big name people there. And then you can take a look at the team here, but taking a look at the partners that they have, okay, Torque Capital Partners, just taking a look at them. Look at the people, some of the projects that Torque Venture Capital has been associated with. You might have heard of some of these. Nucleus Vision, Icon, WAN Chain, Power Ledger, Dragon Chain, Wabi, Dragon Coin, QuantStamp, Matrix AI, Chainlink, District 0x. So those are a lot of names that we might have heard of. Pretty good projects, ones that I'd be interested in. And they've also put their money into Zebi, which, you know, lends some credibility to Zebi. Now, taking a look at Zebi's Twitter here, they've recently been listed on Cryptos, which is an exchange that's from Cash, QASH. If you do want to go buy Zebi tokens and you don't have an account with Cryptos, there will be a link down in the description. If you click on that and then buy Zebi, you and I both get 3 free cash. So that's an easy way to get some extra cryptos. Costs you nothing, but we both benefit from it and helps out the channel. I'd appreciate that very much. But right now, Zebi is trading about 4 to 5 times the ICO price. And apparently all signs are pointing to Superman going heavy into Zebi. So potentially, because it does have potential for a big upside. So 11 cents, we'll take a look at it. News today about Zebi is that they're looking to hire 900 people by 2021 to help grow, or by 2022 to help grow the company. As its revenue target is $60 million by then. So that's really good. They're looking to grow. They've got their $10 million that they raised in their ICO, which is pretty small cap, but that's good because they're not just doing it for the money, they're doing it to help them grow. Now, if we take a look at Zebi on CoinMarketCap, right now trading at 11.5 cents. Doesn't have the market cap yet, doesn't have the circulating supply yet. If we take a look at the white paper, all right, they had 30% of the tokens sold in crowd sale and 15% for distribution in the ecosystem. So potentially could have 45% of the tokens available for circulation. So that would mean that we could potentially have 450,000 or 450 million tokens in circulation. At roughly a tenth of that, we would have a market cap of $45 million, which would be putting this down by something, you know, on page 3. Very small market cap considering what's possible. Now, right now, they're only available on one exchange, Cryptos, but you know, $45 million, that would be somewhere around the area of these. So we have Yo-Yo, Oyster, Origin Trail, Electra, Feathercoin, things like that. This is something where potentially with what they're doing, if they could be the Ethereum of India or the icon of India, that could potentially grow to be enormous. Now, if taking a look at Zebi again, it's really difficult to decide if you should invest when things come right out of ICO, because generally when things come right out of ICO, the price is inflated because everybody who didn't get into the ICO wants to get into it, and most of the people who bought the ICO are now selling it. So there's that action going on there. The price eventually comes back down until there's a bit of a cupping later and maybe price increase. But with Zebi, only about 1/10 of their tokens were available for ICO. So I think with this one, a lot of people probably weren't able to get into the ICO. Most of the money went into private placement, pre-sales, things like that. So maybe this one, there's the potential for the upside, and especially with, $45 million market cap for such an ambitious project, with the team that they have, with the connections, the government, and being involved with that, there could be the potential for a bit of growth here. So you do your own research. You decide what's right for you. I think long term, this is a good project. They could be the blockchain of India. So this could potentially be a big project. But I just want to get you that information so you could know some more about Zebi. Now, thank you for watching. If you haven't, please click the subscribe button, the bell notifications to find out when I have new episodes and stuff coming out. Also, mash on that like button or don't like button. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think about Zebi. And if you wanted to buy Zebi, use the referral link down in the description on Cryptos, and we both get three free cash. Not Bcash, cash with a Q. So I will catch you guys in the next one. Have a good one. All right, peace.